emotions where you're going to have them and they're pesky, right? That's my experience often. There's a form of yoga, bhakti yoga, which uses emotions. A bhakti yogi wouldn't put it in those terms, but that's how I read it, how I interpret what's going on with that. The Hare Krishnas, for example, are bhakti yogis, and they worship Krishna deeply. They get into emotional frenzies in their love of Krishna. And the non-dual world can be kind of dry and maybe even heady. And it's very different. And there's a phrase that that jnani yogis, the people who pursue the path of, say, intelligence, of philosophy, they have nothing but contempt for bhakti yogis. And bhakti yogis have nothing but pity for jnani yogis. There's something interesting in there for sure. And I don't think that Hare Krishnas go all the way, to be honest. That they go all the way to a understanding of reality, to the end of suffering. But it's possible it could get you close to take those emotions and maybe you want to say spiritualize them, but to direct them, to gather them up, there's a feeling in there of cleaning them up a bit. And what I'm gonna say is probably very controversial, and a lot of people wouldn't agree with it, but it's been working for me. I find that sitting and having emotion come up and kind of expanding on them, really indulging them. And there's a vibe in a lot of these emotions of wanting deliverance, of wanting a savior, of wanting mercy. I wasn't aware of this before until I really looked into it. Wants resolution. And these religions, one way of looking at it is that they create resolution, create a savior. And I'm going to tread carefully here, but in some ways the void is the savior, you know. And I don't mean reify a void to worship. Don't mean that at all, and that could be very dangerous. Be going in the wrong direction. But I mean, as these emotions come up, understand that they are void, understand that they are empty. This is kind of classic Buddhism. Understand the aggregates are empty. But I find with meditation and just like looking at these emotions, there's a detachment. There's an extra element of looking. It's not in the emotion, but really getting in them and understanding them as void, even in a worshipful way. To really understand that these emotions are void, but there's something amazing about that. There's something beautiful and holy about that. Not to project beauty or holiness on it, but really look at it. Look at it as while you're in them. It's something that's been bearing fruit for me.